Forgive me, I don't have the microphone. It just is what it is. Today I'm just filming that I have thoughts, because I have a lot of thoughts all the time. So I want to say that this is from what I am doing now. Me as a person, I think about the future like a lot. I'm thinking always about the future, almost entirely. And it's only now that I'm finally focusing on building skills before I get to the future. So I've deciding to accept new skills that I might want and start practicing them now. And I started with the ADHD because I have autism, ADHD, whatever else I may have. That if there's a hobby that I want to do, I started with buying certain tools in order to do that. Like always starting with a little bit of cheap shit from Amazon. But now I am choosing to finding my cheapest option, if spending at all. I'm deciding that I want to be growing in my place right now before I think about any of the futures, which is impossible. I still think of the future all the time because I grew up in a fucking cult, and you always think about, the kingdom then instead of the kingdom now, and the importance that they create, and that's a whole other thing. I'm not dealing with that. Ultimately, now, I can't stop myself from thinking of the future. What I can do is take some of the time thinking on the future and putting it into something right now. And that should be for basically everybody, based on relations, friendships, works, hobbies, skills, school, whatever. You don't have to use the one with money, always. You can find your cheapest options, easiest ways possible now. Where you are now, it's supposed to be a phase. And you can't move to the next phase until you have the skills to ramp up. Get into the next one. Ascension is what I'm hearing. So I'm not even I'm trying to limit the amount of thinking on future. I'm starting gardening with not even spending, I don't even know if I spent even a single thing so far, because my mom had gardening tools. There's the libraries. Libraries usually have, I don't know how many, but my library nearby has a seed-brary. So they keep seeds to share for free because libraries are so awesome. That with books too. And I reuse the plastic bins that you get for the food that you get from the grocery. I'm using the soil that's right there where my apartment is. Forgive me. I'm not I'm in a complex, but it's a quadplex instead of thousands of people. For me, I have the option of putting things in bins and laundry baskets outside, and the soil. I have a little section of soil on the floor that I can do the ground there. If you are thinking about gardening, you can still start. If there's not one in the library for a seedberry, you can keep the seeds that you have at the grocery food that you already have. Lemons have seeds, strawberries have seeds, roots. Anything that's a root is regenerative. If you know, potatoes, they have those eyes. That's their root. If you keep your bottom roots for those food that you just chopped up for your meal, you can regrow it so that it gives you the same yield later on. So you can just Google things and save this shit based on seeds and regenerative ingredients all the time. You can do your plastic bins like I'm doing now, which there's nothing you can afford, and you can at least put it near to the windows, and for that, at least you can not drown those things. If it's in-house, it means that it's not going to be drowning like it is right now because I'm coastal. So many of these bins I did not cut, so I'm fucking up with that one. So when you start with your easiest things, you just already have the thought of growing you yourself. So you go ahead and decide, okay, I'm not going to think on the future. I'm going to hope that it gets to the way that I want it to be, but I'm going to build the skill now. With this whole thing about the garden, you can do that for your own emotional regulation, skills that you might want to do for your work, for your school. If you're not going to move anytime soon yet, you can practice now, especially for romance, because ultimately we have this idea of with romance that you want to have your second half, but I don't want to be 50%. I don't want to be split in any way, and I don't want to have a person becoming themselves just to appease me, because I want to be content with who I am as I am. So I don't need anything except for enjoying the companionship. So I'm not going to expect, there's always transactional, I'm not going to give you I'm not going to cook for everything for you. I'm not going to clean everything for you. But I will be my own person as is. And if you can feel the same on yourself, that you are an individual, then we just enjoy our time together. I'm single right now. I'm still there on the dating apps because I'm like, sure, but because I'm gay. But honestly, it's like, I want things to figure it out over time, and if the universe aligns, then I want to deal with that, sure. But ultimately, I know that if I want to have a healthy relationship, if it's going to last, it means I already have to be healthy. When we start with a relationship with wounds, that you don't want that to be your speed anyway, because it's for you. You want to be your right speed, and you want to be with your own independency. So, no, I'm just like when it happens, it happens. I'm going to be enjoying my life now. That's how I feel about my body too. I'm not going to live on this expectation on myself about, I have to be skinny. I have to be whatever. It's mostly skinny, right? That you still have the fat phobia and all of that. And you know what? My weight doesn't have to do anything with my gardening. It doesn't have to do with how I view the world. It doesn't have to change me based on my skills. I'm just fat, and that is okay. And there's a bunch of different levels of fat, and that's okay too. So I don't have to expect only the future that I'll be skinny, that I'm never gonna be there, because it's not what I'm doing. There's no skills for it. And I'm just saying, even like right now, I would be losing weight right now because I'm exercising more. I'm trying to eat regular more. I'm eating healthy food all the time, even eating more extra healthy food. And I still do not feel that I've been skinnier. It's just Because your body also, when it starts losing weight, immediately it starts to hold the fat because it believes it's starvation mode, which I'm not starving myself. It just means that well, I guess it does, because then I'm exercising and I'm not getting enough calories to compensate for the exercise. So there is that. And so I'm not holding myself for anything based on being skinny, and I'm not expecting to even look any way skinnier based on the way it is. I walk, sometimes I dance, sometimes I garden, which means I'm walking around, I'm getting shit done. So that is what it is. I don't need to be hating on my body for no reason except for the societal pressures for no reason. I don't want to have that same thing for my intelligence based on society, because society doesn't even like that much intelligence, because I'm autistic, which means you're at least you literally have more neurons and synapses in the brain as is. So literally I would be physiologically would be superior just based on the brain, which I do not view as IQ is a real thing, and I don't view as anything based on that. It's just the type of body that you have. But they don't like that either. Society does not like autism because we have a sense of justice. We have a sense of honesty that people don't like in the society way. They like the having lies and things like that, and they hate to see that when autists say anything at all. Usually, it's just the whole societal pressure of being able to lie and being able to do bad things for people, and it's okay. That's generally why they hate autists, just in general, because it's rare to see an autistic or ADHDer as a manager, and I wonder why. You would think that the company it is, that it would be faster. Well, it's not about speed now, is it? It's about the kind of speed, but also more of like literally the obedience and the compliance. And so sometimes if I'm more efficient, but I wouldn't do anything bad things to people for the efficiency, they wouldn't really take advantage of that. Capitalism prefers to have people to suffer. And so when autists don't like to make other people to suffer for no reason, people in capitalism, they don't like that. And that's what your society is right now. That's what our society is right now. You don't have to obey to your society as is. There are things you can do rebellious as now. You can quit your job. I know that you're gonna hate that one. There are things you can do to put safeties for yourself that you can not even rely on things like the companies that have those big old groceries. You can grow it now, figure it out now. If you can afford to just buy off your house now, which nobody can, I am aware of this. At that point, then you can just say, okay, I own this, and then I just have stupid property tax, which is a piece of shit scam. So ultimately, if you just focus on who you are, your inner self, then you can just focus on how you want to be without having this perception of who you want to be in the future with no work. So, yeah. Build your skills now. Appreciate the things you are now, so that once all of the blocks line in, then you can move on to this next phase. You won't be able to do that when you don't know how to line up those blocks. Start with garbage for your garden. Start with cheap bastard gardening, your little hobbies. You can just go get your shit at a thrift store if you can. Yeah, I'm also thinking about singing because I have this thing. Look at my little corner. I just got this today. I traded that for a bicycle that I won't use because I use the bus. So I'm thinking about doing that too. And that's also not another thing that I'm not gonna pressure myself on these things. I'm okay with having the tools that I still have of hobbies and keep them there for when it comes back for that little hobby cravings, which I will always have the cravings for the earth because it gives you so much. Doing the gardening really makes you feel so much better. You get the vitamin D, you get the whatever the hell you get in the soil. I don't remember what it's called, but it gives you makes you a lot healthier. So you'll probably still use gardening no matter what. Get some dirt in your skin. You'll be doing great anyway. Even in your kitchen, even in just a little window. Still go and deal with that. It will make you feel better. And that shouldn't have to be, it still is a hobby, but it's a huge skill that you can actually feed yourself. So yeah, just take your time, learn who you are, build your skills that you value, and take time when you can. And if you're in a toxic relationship, yeah, it's money, right? You can see if you can get people to help you pay for finding another way, but you will need to know how to discern from abuse and whatever. So if you can be able to, while you're here in this toxic relationship, whatever that may be, you need to be able to tell that is how to avoid this in the future and be aware of the red flags, right? That's building your skill. You can fix it now. You can get move if you can afford it now, but you will also still get people who will abuse you because you don't know the skill yet. So that's why you want to know be aware of those red flags now so that you can do it when you're ready to move on, so your blocks are lined in. Boom. Okay, I haven't eaten today. It's fucking 4:30. It's past 4:30, so let's go eat something. I don't know. Do your best. You can deserve to be who you are.